Is your workspace working for you? I'm CM Coleman, and today we're going to talk about your workspace. Okay, we've talked about your schedule, we've talked about my schedule, but we're going to talk about how your schedule is going to work into your workspace. Because you need to have a space where you can actually get things done. I myself have two major workspaces. My kitchen, which you've seen before as I do all sorts of things in my kitchen, and this, which also doubles as my set for these little sit downs in my other videos. But the workspace still has to be a space for me to work. I have a computer with dual monitors because I can work on one monitor and then have stuff going on the other at the same time, which I often have. And I have all of my papers and things that I need right here. And that's what's important. Have everything that you need right at your fingertips so that way you're not searching for it. Now, realistically, is that possible? No, it's not always possible. I do have stuff which is across the room, and when I have to set up my kitchen set, the stuff for my kitchen set, like the lights and those sort of things which aren't always out, are actually in the closet in this room. This is a spare bedroom. Maybe you don't have a spare bedroom. Maybe you just have a little space, a desk, a little corner, but you need to make it your own so that way people understand when you're at that space, you're working. And you need to set up, once again, those boundaries so that people understand that, hey, I'm working, I've got stuff to do, and people won't disturb you. Now, if you have things all over the place and all over the house, people are not going to understand that, especially if you're living with people who are like, oh, okay, you're out of your workspace. I can now ask you questions, even though your mind is saying, boom, I've got to get this done. I'm actually looking for things. Try to keep things where you need them. Now, you can do what I have a hard time doing, which is making sure that everything is labeled so that way you can go right to it, get it out, put it away. Creating a map for your office is also a good idea so that we have some idea where things are. Now, I'm pretty good at knowing exactly where everything is, and my office does have to change seasonally and that sort of thing, because right now, and I can show you a picture, my desk, which is actually a former dining room table, is really clear because the plants that are normally on it are outside. Now, I have a few things which hopefully you won't have in your space. Maybe you do. I have lights. If I did not have these huge lights which are then focused in on me, I would have a lot more space. A lot more space. But you need to keep everything that you're going to need in your space in your space. The other thing to think about is make sure that, or at least try to have a space that you can have set up all the time. That's why I have lights set up here all the time. I can show you that picture again. And that's the picture of the lights. My studio is set up so that at any moment I can flick a switch and I am all ready to go, which is wonderful. If you come up with inspiration in the middle of the night, you can go to your workspace and go work. Wonderful. That's a wonderful part about being an at-home is the fact that you can then work at home, preferably within the hours that you set, but sometimes the inspiration will hit you and you want to go to that space and work. Maybe that space isn't a space. Maybe you just have a little laptop cushion that you put on your lap, and then you can put your laptop on that, and everybody, once they see that you're on your work cushion, they know not to disturb you. It's really cool. I'd like to hear about your space. In fact, what I'd love to see is I'd love to see a picture of your workspace. Do you have everything that you need in it? Do you need is it all labeled? Do you need some ideas on how to label your workspace stuff? Because I do have some ideas. Let me know down in the comments. If this is your first time here, remember Monday through Friday I do a different video. On Mondays, it's for the at-home. On Tuesdays, it's a recipe. On Wednesday, it's tips for running your house. On Thursday, cocktail day. And then on Friday, you'll wake up in the morning with a recipe for a sweet treat. Don't forget to check out my other videos, and you can get a link to a playlist of the latest videos right up in probably about that corner. Somewhere there. Click on that and it'll take you to the latest of playlists. Remember, running your house does not have to be a full-time job. Turn it into a hobby and have some fun.